all the guests, ladies and gentlemen. We are beginning the inaugural ceremony of the 9th Asia Conference on Earthquake Engineering, 9ACEE, being organized with the theme of Risk to Resilience, Linking Science to the People. This is the 9th episode of the Asia Conference on Earthquake Engineering, which began in 2004 from Philippines with the leadership of Association of Structural Engineers of the Philippines. Then other 8th episodes of the conference happened in different parts of Asia, including Thailand, Taiwan, again several times in Philippines, and now happening in Kathmandu, Nepal. So I welcome you to this opening ceremony. My name is Surya Shrestha. I'm Deputy Convener of the conference and Executive Director in NCET. Now I'd like to first welcome our guests for the opening ceremony of the conference. First of all, I'd like to request Professor Dr. Dinesh Raj Panta sir, who is one of the very senior academician and historian in the country, and Professor Dinesh sir has done tremendous amount of work on earthquake histories. So I would like to welcome Dinesh sir to the dais as chief guest of the conference inaugural session. Dinesh sir. I'd like to request Professor Dr. Amod Mani Dixit, convener of the conference 9ACEE, to chair the inaugural session of the conference. I'd like to request Amod sir to be seated in the dais as conference inaugural session chair. I'd like to request Engineer Amrit Shrestha, Joint Secretary of the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Authority of the Government Nepal, as distinguished guest of the inaugural session of the conference. NDRRMA is the leading organization, government agency in Nepal who oversees all disaster-related matters, including earthquakes in Nepal. I'd like to invite Dr. Ison Ronaldo, Principal Civil Engineer of RS Ison and Associates of the Philippines, who is the sort of a founding member of the Asia Conference on Earthquake Engineering that happened sometime in 2004 from Philippines. I invite you, sir, to this opening session of the conference. I'd like to also invite Professor Dr. Kimiro Meguro, Dean of Interfaculty Initiative in Information Studies, the University of Tokyo, Japan, who has led several earthquake-related initiatives, academic researches, practices in Japan, not only in Japan, but throughout the world. I invite you to be seated in the dais, sir. Professor Meguro. Sir. So to begin the conference, we start with national anthem, and I'd like to request all distinguished guests and participants to raise for the national anthem. And I request our technical officials to play the national anthem.
संस्कृति छन्दिशाला महात्मा राष्ट्र हाम्रो जय जय नेपाल।
Thank you very much. Now I would like to request convener of the conference and chair of this opening ceremony of the conference, Professor Dr. Amod Mani Dixit, to deliver welcome address and to explain the objectives of the conference. Amod sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Respected Chief Guest, distinguished Joint Secretaries, Director Generals, professors, esteemed scientists, researchers from Nepal and across the world, students and early career professionals, ladies and gentlemen. Naturally, it's a great honor and privilege to warmly welcome you all to this opening of 9th Asia Conference on Earthquake Engineering here in Kathmandu. This conference is the result of an extraordinary collaborative effort. A wide constellation of national and international organizations have come together to make this event possible. The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Authority, NDRRMM, and the Nepal Academy of Science and Technology, NAST, provided the leadership. Asia Conference on Earthquake Engineering, in fact, the Council partnered together with Computers and Structures Incorporated and CSI Bangkok in organizing the conference, with NSET serving as the host. Strategic partnerships were obtained from USGS, United States Geological Survey, and the Asian Disaster Reduction and Response Network, ADRRN, along with active engagement as partners by several Government of Nepal institutions, agencies, academic institutions, many universities, professional societies, and private sector consultancies and businesses from Nepal, India, Thailand, who collectively have enriched this platform. These contributions were not merely symbolic, they were substantive. We had about 27 members organizing committee, 20-member advisory committee. Some of them are not present here because of various reasons, you know, the landscape that is prevailing in this world. And a 47 members technical committee collectively shaped the intellectual backbone of this conference. Numerous sponsors further strengthened the program through their roles as supporters, and you can have a look. I mean, their logos are presented here. I wish to extend a special appreciation to Computers and Structures, CSI, whose early and decisive support instilled confidence at a very critical stage. And I must be very frank with you that we had several episodes of these criticalities. I also acknowledge with gratitude the sustained support of Asian Disaster Preparedness Center, the Asian Institute of Technology, All India Institute of Disaster Management Institution, South Asian Alliance of Disaster Research Institutions, and Sikkim State Disaster Management Authority. It is particularly meaningful that many of the pioneers and early champions of Asia Conference on Earthquake Engineering, and we have got a good representation here in this hall, those who initiated this journey and supported this evolution are present with us today. From the Philippines, Japan, Taiwan, AIT Bangkok, and beyond, your trust in Nepal as host of the 9th ACEE has been both an honor and a responsibility. On behalf of all organizers, I offer my deepest respect. From its modest beginning in 2004, when the Association of Structural Engineers of Philippines responded to the need for regional knowledge sharing, ACEE has grown into a vital platform for advancing earthquake engineering across Asia. Today's gathering stands as a testament to that shared vision. To all who have nurtured this journey, I salute. This conference is guided by three core objectives. Number one, to present progress, innovations, and lessons learned across the Asia-Pacific region in recent years. To foster rigorous dialogue on critical scientific and practical challenges, bringing together experts to share research, innovations, and collaborative strategies for reducing earthquake risk, particularly for the most vulnerable communities. And to showcase, and I was reminded many times by the stalwarts of ACEE that there should be a good showcase of distinctive characteristics of earthquake risk and engineering practices in the Nepal and the Himalayas, highlighting Nepal's contribution to earthquake engineering, disaster risk reduction, and post-earthquake reconstruction that we had the experience of in the last almost decade time. Over the next 3 days, the conference will feature 6 keynote lectures by leading experts, over 89 scientific papers presented in situ and online across 22 technical sessions that will run in 3 parallel halls over 2.5 days. Each technical session is to be led by an outstanding professional leader who will deliver invited lecture that will set the background for the session's deliberations. There will be a field visit on the last day to reconstruction sites and to give a flavor of how the reconstruction was done in a very limited time of half a day. And we will be going to Bhaktapur to get a sense of that reconstruction efforts and achievement. Unfortunately, that field excursion will be mostly targeted to our guests from abroad. We'll also have a student competition involving institutions across the region, and this competition is going to be on the paper being submitted. We will have a post-conference competition, and that will include modeling, mathematical, physical, and conceptual process. That was decided later part of this organization process, because we had to confront the fact that the examinations somehow coincided with the final days of our conference preparation. So the students actually, day before yesterday, they completed their final university exams, and it is a semester exam, so almost all the universities students were busy, and despite the fact that there is a tremendous interest, we could not all, we could not do the all competition right now. So this is going to be by June 18, we are going to complete the competition. So the conference will, the efforts for this conference will continue even after the closing of this conference. We'll have exhibition of, on earthquake resilience, technologies, and practices somewhere outside of this hall. And there will be a Nepali classical music session offered by the well-noted group, or rather a community of musicians, a traditional called Sukarma, which their music has been designed especially for this conference to celebrate our cultural heritage and our resilience as shown in the earthquake management, the Gorkha earthquake management and reconstruction. There will be special sessions, 3 of them. One is Stronger Together for Last Mile Earthquake Resilience. That is being hosted by the Earthquake Risk Management Hub of the Asian Institute of Asian Disaster Reduction and Response Network. I was a student of AIT, so sometimes it slips over. So Asian Disaster Reduction and Response Network, ERM Hub, will be hosting that session. There will be another enhancing disaster resilience of the hydropower sector in Nepal that is being hosted or supported by IPAN, and a large-scale seismic testing of suspended non-structural systems. In addition, we conducted, in collaboration with the United States Geological Survey, USGS, a pre-conference training workshop on probabilistic seismic hazard assessment, PSHA, and aftershock forecasting yesterday, involving about 30 students, more than 30 in fact, students to build. And also the meeting was also, the time was also used to visualize or conceptualize and discuss about the potential of and the need for establishing a Nepal consortium on seismic hazard understanding. A post-conference student modeling, I talked about that. So as a convener, I have witnessed firsthand the complex journey that brought us here. Since the decision in Taiwan to entrust Nepal with hosting this conference, the past 2 years have been, it has been marked by significant, actually, socio-political transitions, elections, structural changes, a huge metamorphosis of the society, and there were a lot of moments of uncertainties. At times, we confronted the fundamental question, to be or not to be, and every time, with your help, we definitely made a decision in the positive direction. Well, through steadfast leadership, mutual trust, and unwavering collaboration among national and international partners, academia, and the private sector, we persevered. We gathered today at a moment. It is just over a decade of the Great Gorkha earthquake, in which nearly 9,000 Nepalese lost their lives. Their loss remains, this loss remains a solemn reminder of why we are here, to learn, to innovate, and to act, so that we can better safeguard lives, livelihood, and our shared cultural heritage, and strengthen resilience down to the last mile. On behalf of the organizing committee, and I thank the government of Nepal, the agencies to trust me as the convener, I invite you to actively engage, share, challenge ideas, build partnership, and enjoy the richness of this exchange. I warmly welcome you all to this conference and to our international guests as well to Nepal. Thank you very much.